do this more. So not only are we going to start doing vaccine stuff, we're going to spread it to everything. So we're going to start saying, if you make a post that could put somebody in danger, or it could compromise someone's safety, whatever that means, then we're going to go ahead and look at that and assign that a score of some unknown classifier, who knows what it could be. They're trying to control this content before it even makes it onto your page, before you even see it. The policy is going to keep expanding until anything can violate it.
We have just obtained multiple leaked documents from inside Facebook, this time detailing a plan to curb, quote, vaccine hesitancy on a global scale. It was so concerning, it brought us not one, but two whistleblowers from inside Facebook who are ready to speak out on what this means for free speech and public discourse on their own platform.
To do something. When it comes time to standing up for a world I want my children to live in, I don't want to leave them a world to where they don't have these liberties. Facebook uses classifiers in their algorithms to determine certain content to be what they call vaccine hesitant, or they call it vaccine hesitancy. And without the user's knowledge, they assign a score to these comments that's called the VH score, the vaccine hesitancy score. And based on that score, will demote or leave the comment alone, depending on the content within the comment. So the main document, along with all the attachments and stuff that goes with it. So basically, when they write this algorithm, it goes through Facebook content, and it looks for certain keywords that are related to vaccination or not getting a vaccine, stuff like that. And it gives it a score, and the VA score means vaccine hesitancy, which is defined as being hesitant to get a vaccine, but not just like, well, I don't know, it's even, well, I saw a study that said that someone died that got the vaccine. That's vaccine hesitancy.
This is all a beta test.
Right.
And how big is this beta test?
They refer to the test size as 1.5%. I'm not exactly sure which pool that pulls from, but I think it's comments on authoritative health pages.
Why do we believe they've already rolled this out?
In one slideshow that they have, they call it their weekly progress tracker. Mm-hmm. They actually lay all this out in a chart, and you can see it. You can look at the slides, they go by date. So we've got here COVID-19 vac safety and efficacy, global, currently global, 13 languages, Facebook plus Instagram. All C-19 vaccine, global, currently global, 66 languages. And the very first thing that brought me to the conclusion that they wanted to do this globally is they were developing it in as many languages as they could get their hands on.
So this is like a product launch almost.
Yes, yeah. In their last quarterly report, they reported 2.79 billion people on Earth use some kind of Facebook app.
Who makes these decisions?
For this year, Amit Ball, he's a research scientist for the core data science team at Facebook. He also works in health integrity. Everyone who works on this project works in health integrity. Dave Townley, this is the experiment launch post. As you can see, this is on April 16th. This is 2021. That's why there's no year there, because it's this year. And Hendrik Townley is one of the software engineers that works on this. I think it was him and two other software engineers. And then Amit Ball wrote the actual classifier itself. I'm sure he had like a team of developers, but he is considered the one who wrote it.
So Amit Ball works for UD Weisenberg, who works for Nicholas Steer. Do I have that correct?
Yes.
And that person works for Danny Ferrante, and that person works for Javier Olivian, and Javier Olivian reports directly to Mark Zuckerberg. This kind of censorship sounds similar to shadow banning, when users are unaware their posts can't be seen, a term one of our own investigations coined when exposing Twitter just a few years ago. But this time, we're exposing Facebook and Instagram's methods to quash an entire side of a conversation, arguably one of the most pressing issues of the day. According to these documents, Facebook tiers users 0 to 5 and a score of 0 to 1. Can you talk a little about this tier system?
Yeah, so basically this is what they're using to structure how they're going to judge this content on a scale to how vaccine hesitant it actually is, or if it's explicitly discouraging. In my opinion, the main reason why they built this was for the human, what they call raters, so that they can use this as a reference so if the algorithm can't make a decision on a certain post, it'll send it to a human rater. And then the human rater looks at it and they will make a decision on whether or not it's vaccine hesitant or not.
So we have tier 2, indirect discouragement. And what happens when you are a tier 2?
So basically your comment is going to be suppressed. As to the scale of that suppression, it's hard to say. You have to look at it like a case-by-case basis. But what they're saying is it's going to get, they call it a position change.
So they're reporting facts, but truth doesn't matter.
No, because it doesn't match the narrative. So, and the narrative being, get the vaccine is good for you, everyone should get it, and if you don't, you will be singled out
Right.
as an enemy of society.
Ultimately, it seems like any facts that escape a particular narrative are omitted, demoted, deboosted,
Absolutely.
banned,
Yes.
considered dangerous to society.
Suppress it in any way possible.
Where do you think this is headed? Does it get worse from here?
Yes.
How so?
They see that this is accepted by the public, and then they go, that's like a green light to be like, oh, we can go ahead and do this more. So not only are we going to start doing vaccine stuff, we're going to spread it to everything. So we're going to start saying, if you make a post that could put somebody in danger, or it could compromise someone's safety, whatever that means, then we're going to go ahead and look at that and assign that a score of some unknown classifier, who knows what it could be. They're trying to control this content before it even makes it onto your page, before you even see it. The policy is going to keep expanding until anything can violate it. What would happen if this was scaled larger and scaled to Twitter and the internet as a whole is way worse than anything that could happen from me getting fired from my job. To me, that it far outweighs that. Because it's about more than me. It's about really everyone in the world.
And do you think there's a lot of people inside Facebook that agree with you, or some percentage? How would you estimate that number of people to be?
I would say at least 25%.
It's clear this Facebook insider is not alone in his concerns of Facebook's new policy that will demote discourse on vaccines in general. As a matter of fact, the next insider you're about to meet felt so compelled to come forward, he goes so far as to compare the new policy to an abusive relationship.
It's kind of like having a relationship with somebody that's controlling and abusive, in a sense. Like an abusive partner not allowing their spouse to speak out about the things that are going on in their marriage or their relationship and limiting their voice. It's very damaging from that sense. If you think about this logically, it just, it's very incriminating in my opinion.
You were the source that brought us the Mark Zuckerberg vaccine footage from July 2020, is that correct?
That's correct.
Zuckerberg seemed to change his mind, evolve on the issue of vaccines, and the Facebook policy itself would have prevented Zuckerberg from saying what it is that he had said just a few months ago. Pretty crazy.
We're able to have these conversations at work with our coworkers about our medical decisions, and we do. We have them, frequently. Why is it okay for us to have these conversations at work as adults and not have somebody step in and say, hey, you need to stop talking about that, and you shouldn't talk about that?
You're saying that you can have these conversations at the water cooler in an office.
Absolutely, even in the midst of the office.
In the midst of the office,
Yes.
At Facebook, the location, Facebook, but you're not allowed to go onto Facebook and write this stuff.
No,
That's ironic.
it is very ironic.
What is your message to those people that are watching this who agree with you inside Facebook?
I would say that you're not alone. The biggest thing with social media that we've seen throughout the years is that ranking people's comments, their posts, even like news media, there's this view that tries to make you think that you're alone in this and that you're not the majority. It's easier to comply with things than it is to come forward and say this is wrong, or to really awaken to understanding that the way you're being treated or the way other people are being treated is wrong. And so that's challenging, but know that you're not alone, and that if you do come forward and you do speak up, that you can live peacefully knowing that you did the right thing no matter what. And that's encouraging not just to other people, but it's also encouraging to yourself. And it won't make you feel as alone anymore.
That's very profound, I think.
I'm Mario with Project Veritas. Really quick, sent you an email here a few minutes ago. I'm not sure if you've seen it yet. Requesting comment. We've obtained documents here from Facebook talking about vaccine hesitancy. It's an internal document. It's pretty classified according to what we've seen. We've attached it in the email. We were wondering if you could provide us some comment on that.
I'll take a look.
Okay, thank you. And when can we expect a response by?
I'll take a look now.
Okay, excellent. We'll be looking forward to that.
Okay, thanks.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Be brave. Do something. Follow their lead. Visit Veritas Tips at protonmail.com.